Welcome back to Real Phonies, where we take a love for movies and television and combine it with very little knowledge about movies and television. I'm your host, Christian. Joined with me, as always, are my co-hosts, Joseph.
Yellow.
And Jehu. It's episode 200, y'all.
Yay!
What are we doing, Joseph?
So we thought we'd do something a little different for 200, even though now that we've been off for a couple weeks and it's middle of late fall, almost winter, there's actually quite a lot of shit we could be doing instead. But instead,
yeah,
we're going to do a little round of overrated, underrated on just kind of movies, TV, shit that we usually talk about.
So for our 200th episode, we're sharing our opinions on what's overrated and underrated.
That's correct.
Okay. I feel like that's all this podcast has been since its inception. So appropriate, I guess.
In many ways, but now it's free form. We're not tied to not that we've ever been tied to anything, but not even loosely tethered to the times or whatever is hip.
I feel like we've been tied to failure.
Oh, that's
that's something we've been tied to.
It's probably true. I feel like I got better answers for movies and directors for other things. So we'll start with that. We'll start with let's start with the heavy hitters.
Okay. Overrated movie.
Yep.
I'm going low ball here. Easy answer. Forrest Gump.
See, well, look, I had this for a later thing, so we're gonna take it off the docket. But explain that a little bit.
So I think there are attributes of Forrest Gump that are deserving of the love it has. Like, right. I think if you're nostalgic at all for any decade between the 1960s and the 1990s and those historical events, I get it.
Right.
I don't think the plot really exists at all. It's just taking Forrest from one historical event to another. Right. So, like, structure of film-wise, I don't feel like there's a lot to dissect. I don't think Tom Hanks' performance is good as everyone makes it out to be. It came out in, like one of the best eras of movies ever, like that 94 to 96 range where things were just fucking hitting.
Just clicking.
Yeah. And I don't really get why it was the one that rose to the cream of the crop.
Right. Uh-huh.
I think Robin Wright's good, but Ginny's kind of the part that we forget about. It's just the lines of dialogue Forrest says to Ginny. Also, could you make that movie today?
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, look. No.
Oh, you 100% could not.
So I'm glad you brought it up, because I'm torn on this one myself. Not that I think it's underrated by any stretch, but
No, I say overrated.
No, I know.
Yeah, okay.
I'm aware. Because it's a lot of people, we used to work at the theater, and the last question on our standard sheet was, what's your favorite movie? And about over 60% was Forrest Gump.
It's high.
Yeah, it's at least over 50. I get it. It's a broad appeal movie. It's pretty digestible. It's pretty fun. And to your point, Christian, there's a part of me that feels like it is kind of a nice little condensed, easy to consume way to view all these historical events and whatever. Kind of the downside is it's through a very specific window with a very specific vent. And yeah, Jenny gets completely fucked in this movie, both as just the general woman character and also kind of the representation of liberalism.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do think part of its staying power has been if you were at least 5 years old when it started airing on TBS.
Right.
That at some point it's just become you've watched it 4 times a year, every year for 25 years now.
I don't think you're wrong.
Yeah.
Listen, guys. I am never going to vote against a movie where a hot lady, particularly a hot lady from a soap opera, gives a mentally challenged guy a hand job. Sexy as sexy does. I think this movie has really schlocky emotional wits, but they get me. I get choked up almost any time I watch this movie. On the other hand, it's hard to vote for any movie that uses the song Running on Empty to denote anything but cocaine use. That is the best cocaine anthem ever. Your overrated is why I'm going to support you doing this is overrated, because it's very similar to the overrated I'm going to pick, but that it was absolutely the wrong movie to win the Oscar that year. Pulp Fiction should have kicked its ass. The Oscars are bullshit.
The only thing I will end on is Saving Grace. You talked about songs. Jenny about to jump out a window rocking the Freebird.
That's cool.
That scene kicks ass.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite scenes in any movie. I love that shit.
So yeah, Forrest Gump, overrated.
I love it. Well, you seem like you had a good segue into yours.
Dances with Wolves.
Oh,
like
fuck,
the
yeah.
white savior
Here's
movie
here's my question though. This is something I meant to talk about up top. Is I definitely want to like come. I don't think I'm doing a good job with the list that I've come up with,
right.
but in my heart I want to come into this with like a kill your darlings kind of
right.
thing. You know, like and my thing is Dances with Wolves still overrated at this point.
That's true. People don't really care as much about it as they did. But at one point, it was just like the fucking.
I mean, for sure, when it came out,
it was the 3-hour epic of movies. But for like 2 years, and then Braveheart hits, and then everybody kind of forgets it. But yeah, I'll just always hold a grudge against it because it won an Oscar, and Goodfellas didn't.
That's fair.
You know, I mean, like that was a pretty young age for me to realize, hey, the Oscars are bullshit. You should believe in it a few more years than I do.
I think with Dances with Wolves, I have a positive and a negative. The pro is it seems less, I don't know, just kind of fucking annoying after Avatar. Like,
right.
Avatar, you were like, fuck, I've already seen this movie. It was Dances with Wolves.
Right.
And that kind of, like, helps Dances with Wolves' case, I guess, a little bit. The negative is, like, are we sure Kevin Costner was ever good, or was he good one time? Was it one time, and we've just let the rest of it pass?
I will tell you this. There is no situation where he's going to agree to not be handsome.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like he wasn't changing that fucking late 80s, early 90s hair for that. For Robin Hood, for nothing. He was keeping those blonde tips.
Fucking killer mustache in that movie.
Oh yeah, totally.
Well, look, I think that's a great answer, but I feel like there's a corollary question. So you've taken the, what I feel like is a relatively safe pick. I'm gonna take us the next step in and say, what about Last Samurai?
I mean, the thing is, you're right. But goddamn, Ken Watanabe is so fucking cool in that movie, and Tom Cruise's hair is so fucking cool.
It's great.
And I mean, Tom, I was just complaining that Kevin Costner's hair is too pretty. Tom Cruise's hair is pretty, but it still looks like he's not trying to be pretty. It looks like he's trying to look burnt out. So I don't know. Agree and disagree.
Yeah.
It's a very valid question, but it's certainly the thing that I will go to my tombstone on. Like, you put it, like, I will get wrong until the day I die, is no matter how wrong that movie is, I will always defend it.
That's kind of where I'm at with it, too. Like,
you can tell me it's toxic bullshit, and you may be right, but fuck you, I don't care.
I think you're right. I don't care. I love that movie.
This might be a topic for a whole podcast, but sometimes toxic bullshit means well and has the right influence.
Yeah.
I'd say Dances with Wolves was like that on me. When I saw it and I was like fucking 17 or whatever, I fucking loved it. I was like, it broadened my horizons. And like 2 years later, I was like, oh, this is fucking dumb.
Yeah, but you probably wouldn't have got there without Dances with Wolves.
Exactly, I wouldn't have got there without it.
I mean, look, I think that would be a good episode for a podcast, just not this podcast.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Joseph.
Look, mine I don't think is going to be super shocking, because at least to you guys, because we've definitely talked about it. And I don't know if this one is still as beloved as it was when it came out, but Gladiator.
Oh yeah, you hate that movie.
I'm 100%.
We talked about Forrest Gump being a really high percentage of people's favorite movie. I mean, it's definitely not the same, but I know people my age, at least a handful of them, like their absolute favorite movie is fucking Gladiator,
right.
And I'm like, why? I don't get what's so appealing about it. I mean, it was a critical darling; it won a bunch of Oscars,
right?
And it's a dumb action movie, and fucking Russell Crowe is fine in it. Like everybody's okay in it.
Well, it's almost like those two that we were just talking about, Dances with Wolves and Last Samurai, in that I think if it hits you in the right time of your life, it seems deep.
Yeah, I mean,
but it doesn't have any like those two. Okay. At least are trying to say something positive. Whereas this is just a, hey, I'm a badass and I won in the end by dying.
Yeah, I guess it was like the renaissance of the sword sandals thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, I'd rather watch fucking Troy than...
I'm not in any way saying I didn't enjoy watching that movie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching that movie, but almost from the first second, I was like, why do people think this is so great?
Yeah.
It's just a fucking movie.
Yeah, so again, pro and con here with Gladiator. I think while I realize Joaquin Phoenix existed before this movie, the Joaquin we have now is because of this movie. And
that's a con.
I will never forgive it for that reason.
Like, yeah, he was an actor before this, and after this, he was an actor. Yeah.
The pro is that Hans Zimmer score is fucking
It's good.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I agree with that.
Really, every score that came after is just Hans Zimmer stealing from himself from Gladiator.
Right.
Like, if you listen to Pirates of the Caribbean, every theme in that movie is already in.
There is a very recognizable riff, like one of the main theme of Pirates of the Caribbean that's in The Rock with Nick Cage, and that shit cracks me up when I'm watching that like '96 movie with Sean Connery, and then it's like, I was like, what? Hang on a second.
Yeah, no, I hate Gladiator. I haven't watched it in years. All right, underrated?
Underrated.
All right, listen, I'm on record of already talking about this as, I think, a hidden gem of the Audis that people did not show up to see, and people will not give it a chance, but fucking Speed Racer.
Oh, man. You totally have my back there. And somewhere you have Elanders Frazier.
Yeah, Elanders also loves it.
I wish I had written down my guesses for what you guys... I knew one of you was going to do Speed Racer.
I think this movie is a freaking masterpiece. I think it is top 10 all time.
There's a fucking monkey in it.
Yeah, and he's fucking great. It's the best on-screen monkey ever.
See... It's all intonation because I'm like, there's a fucking monkey in it. That's how I say it.
Yeah, everything about it is great because it knows exactly what it's supposed to be, and it's not shy of that. It just embraces, this is a zany 70s cartoon from Japan, and we're just going to make that, but with people in it. And, I think it's a blast. I think the cars are cool. The special effects are kind of iffy, but like that doesn't. Again, I'll watch 1970s episodes of Doctor Who. I don't complain about special effects. And I think the cast is good. The kid is Sprocket, and the monkey could be annoying. They're not annoying to me though.
Me neither.
I love everything about this movie.
I just hate Emile Hirsch.
Christina Ricci is hot too in it.
Yeah, you know.
Mine, I'm not going to talk about. I'm not going to justify it at all because I have talked about it extensively on 2 separate podcasts of ours. But it would be off-brand if I did not say Spider-Man 3.
Okay, yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
I will say, back to the Speed Racer for a second, I do feel like if Wachowskis could make that same movie right now with the exact same budget, I feel like those effects would have come off better than they did. I feel like the cheapness for relatively good-looking effects has changed over the last 5 or 6 years.
See, I think the thing with the effects in that movie, though, is that I like them because I don't want that to reflect a real world.
It's supposed to look cartoony.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. So, like, it's like Spy Kids plus an extra, like, $5 million.
Right.
And I think that is probably the appropriate budget for that movie. I wish we had gotten more. And fucking Matthew Fox... Dude, he thought his career was going to take off, and it didn't.
But, like, for me, the scene that sells that movie to it, because I'm like, I can remember, I'm enjoying this, but is it good?
It's long as fuck, too.
But the scene where he tells the story of his journey, I was like, oh, this movie's exactly what it intends to be.
Racer X.
Mm-hmm. So is Spider-Man 3 your official answer?
Spider-Man 3 my official answer, and there are 2 full podcasts about that.
I was about to say.
You do not. If you want to hear my opinions on this,
I don't feel like
back.
we need to dispute you on it. I will say, having rewatched it not that long ago, it's more cohesive than I remember it being. Like there's definitely a lot jammed in there, but like each of the 3 villains has their own like build up, climax, and like cooldown.
Right.
Yeah. Over the course of one movie, which is pretty impressive.
Right.
I hope your answer is X-Men Origins. And if it's not, then you're a fucking liar.
Well, look, so the real answer, to Hert's point, is of something that I've also talked about on many a podcast is fucking Constantine.
Yeah.
That's in my deep heart
Listen
of
to
hearts.
like 3 episodes ago.
Yeah, 100%. I talk about it all the fucking time. It's hopefully general perception changes when it comes back in the new one, but until then, I still think it's.
I think the world is catching up with you on that.
For sure.
Obviously, since it's getting a sequel.
It's still not as appreciated as it should be, but 100% my second one was X-Men Origins Wolverine. I don't get the fucking hate for this movie. I know it came after some like X1, X2, X3 sucked. Fuck you guys.
No one's arguing with it.
Because it was right after those ones, right? It was before like First Class and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I know First Class is fucking good, but I would rank fucking X-Men Origins over at least 3 other X-Men movies. It is better than Apocalypse. It is better than Dark Phoenix.
You're not wrong.
I know
You start listing them out. You're right. You're fine.
There's a one very bad effect shot of
Patrick Stewart.
Well, that also of Wolverine like playing with his claws in a mirror, but otherwise that movie's fucking flawless. I have no notes.
Definitely, like his claws coming out scene in that looks like when you watch a DVD extra and they show you the effect.
100%. Yeah.
Well, it's like it doesn't even line up with his hand. Like he moves his wrist and the claws like move afterwards. Like it's bad.
I mean, like Hugh Jackman's great. I think his
hair's great in it.
What is that team? What are they supposed to be? It's not Weapon X.
It's kind of like their own version of X-Force, but they don't call them that.
Yeah, well, the whole X-Force team is pretty fun. It's a good mix of people. It's a good mix of character actors. It's got fucking Charlie from Lost for no reason. Liev Schreiber is a way better Sabretooth, way more interesting.
Yeah.
Fucking Will.i.am is a teleporter, and then Liev Schreiber grabs him by the backbone and makes a joke about his spine. It's good shit. I don't know what the hate is on. We wouldn't have had Ryan Reynolds Deadpool without this movie.
I was about to say of the branch off of X-Men after the original 3, it's actually turned out to be the most profitable of the 3.
Yeah,
because I mean, you would not have had Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, A, and B, Ryan Reynolds' ability to make jokes about Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool in that movie, I mean, definitely the big mark I will give it. I definitely do not love this movie like you do, but Liev Schreiber just wants so bad for it to be a good movie that I want to give it a pass.
I hate this movie. I don't really have much positive to say. I don't like. Here's the thing: like, it's not even the things that other people hate that I hate. Like, for example, the Deadpool never wearing a mask and they sew his mouth shut. Like, whatever. I don't fucking give a shit about that. That's fine. Or Taylor Kitsch's Gambit. I think Taylor Kitsch is totally fine as Gambit.
I think Taylor Kitsch is actually good as Gambit. I would have gone for a Gambit movie with him.
I just don't think like. It's weird to me. One, I don't think the movie makes a lot of sense. Two, like especially because it's so closely after X2, where X2 kind of tells the Wolverine origin story better than that movie does. Also, why do we do it like 4 times on screen? There's like several.
It's Batman's parents dying in the Marvel universe,
but it's just one guy. It's not like we're rebooting X-Men. But the other problem I have is that like. X-Men was a successful franchise at that time, film franchise, and he was the star. Why did that movie have such like a low budget? Like,
I don't know. I have no idea.
Right.
Kevin Durant as the Blob is fun.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I just think it could be forgotten in history.
What did you say his name was?
Isn't it Kevin Durant? Isn't it? Not Kevin Durant. It's Kevin D something. Kevin Durant's the basketball player.
I have no idea what his name was, but
Kevin.
I knew he was.
I'm pretty sure it's not Kevin Durant. Also, there's a great shot where, like, after the big climactic scene on 3 Mile Island, where it seems like it's the end of the movie, and it's literally...
his name is Kevin Durant.
Is it? Oh, Duranda.
Duranda.
Okay.
It ends with a D, not a T.
Okay.
I wonder if it ended with a T, and then, like, Kevin Durant came along, he's like, well, fuck it, I gotta change
that. That would be pretty great.
That's the retcon in my head.
I love it. There's a great shot at the end of this movie, at the end of the climax, where Wolverine's theoretically, like, walking into the sunset, and, like, mid-frame, like it's like a mid-distance shot, and just like in the forefront of the frame, a little gun comes into view like it's a first-person shooter and shoots him in the head. It's great shit. I don't understand the hate on this movie.
We're doing actor?
Whatever we want to do.
Fucking director?
Whichever one you got a good one for.
Oh, my director one's controversial.
Uh-huh.
Christopher Nolan.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, I almost said Quentin Tarantino.
Mm-hmm.
My arguments are the same for both, which is that all the accolades they've ever been given, they absolutely deserve. But they have major flaws in their filmmaking that the hardcore fans of these two directors just do not want to acknowledge. Mm-hmm. And I went with Christopher Nolan because I forgive it on Quentin Tarantino. Right. I'm more in that guy's camp. I can't forgive on Christopher Nolan. Which is, for example, the first couple movies this guy made were like non-linear stories, like, you know, Memento, even The Perception. Like, he just wasn't telling one story straight through. Besides maybe Batman Begins. Right.
I knew what you meant, but you said The Perception, and I just love the idea of
whatever.
Of like a what's that B movie studio just doing like their Netflix version of The Perception.
Man, there used to be a good Transformers one. I can't remember. It's 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it was Changeformers.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the Blu-ray like in Best Buy and just could not believe they got away with it. He does not edit his movies well. Like, his movies they jump scenes really bad. Like, I feel like I'm a underrated Dark Knight Rises. I think people shit on that movie harder than...
Right.
But there are bits in that movie that make literally no fucking sense. Where, like, he's like... will show up and ask where a character was, and in the last scene, he was just talking to that fucking character. And I just think things are kind of out of order, and we didn't notice it at the beginning because it fit the stories he was telling.
Right.
But now that he's made a few like more linear stories in a row, I think it's exposed a little bit. I think that's why movies like Interstellar are kind of hard for the general audience to grasp because one, they're complex, but two, like, I don't think they really, like, scenes line up as well as they probably should of a director of his caliber. I will say, like, I think probably one of my favorite Nolan movies is probably the most linear, which is Dunkirk.
Yeah.
And even though you're jumping around from groups and there's not like a singular plot you gravitate to there, I feel like if we're going to tout him as one of the best, we can't ignore the issues. Yeah. And I think they're there.
I don't know if mine is controversial or not. I think it's something that I don't know if if he really is overrated or not, but I'm going to give this a tie to two people because they're both for the same reason. Robert Zemeckis and my God, why can't I think of his name? Terminator. What's James Cameron?
James Cameron's a good one.
Because I think, and both of those are guys who've directed movies I absolutely fucking love. Uh-huh. But at some point, there was a switch that went off in their brain, and they both think the same way, which is if you sat them down at a table and said, on my left here, I have a script for an action movie that would make $11 billion and everyone would love. On my left, my right, I have a script here that you would have to invent a camera that works in lava. They're going to pick that second one. They don't really care about quality of story anymore. It's just about technological developments. And, that's how you get shit like Avatar, which don't get me wrong. I'm going to watch Avatar 2. I mean, it's going to be a spectacle, but I don't know if it'll be a good movie. Or shit like The Polar Express, which is just horrifying. So, I'm giving it to both of those guys.
Fair enough. What has Robert Zemeckis done in the recent years?
He did Pinocchio, the new one.
Oh, that's right.
That's his newest movie, yeah.
The last thing I remember watching of his was that Tightrope movie, which was, again, about... I figured out how I can film this and make it look cool. Not about, is this a compelling story?
I think my issue with James Cameron's never made a movie that I did not enjoy.
Right.
But he's got a high floor, but a really low ceiling.
Right.
Like, I mean, the guy made Aliens, right? And that movie kicks so much ass. Right. And, the first couple Terminator movies, but are they, just groundbreaking cinema?
Right.
No. And you maybe can make an argument for Titanic and Avatar, but to your point, it's because of what he was able to accomplish.
Right, totally.
Yeah. I think it's a good option.
Yeah, no, that is a good option.
I don't have a higher opinion of Zemeckis at all.
So. Right. I can't think of... Wait, who did Forrest Gump?
Robert Zemeckis.
That's what I thought. Okay, yeah.
I mean, Back to the Future 1's a banger.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
I was about to say, that's your whole identity, Christian.
Yeah, that's true. Want to be Marty McFly. If you could take Ghostbusters and Back to the Future and match them together, every decision I've ever made in my life is based off of it. So that's a fair point.
Way to go.
I can't decide if I actually don't have a great one for either an over or underrated director, and I can't decide if my feelings are getting in the way of my overrated director choice, but it's a very recent. I'm going fucking Taika Waititi. He gets credit for the original What We Do in the Shadows, which he co-did with Jermaine Clement, who both wrote and co-directed it.
Right.
He does not do the show.
Right.
You know, I look, Jojo Rabbit is a movie made for fucking me. Like, I love the shit out of that movie. But I don't like either of the Thor movies that he's done. And I think, like, he's fine. Like, there are things that he's good at. He obviously, like, gets kind of, like, the conversational comedy dialogue, but I don't feel like he's our burgeoning next generation genius that I feel like he's touted as. And I've also just been annoyed with him as a person not, behind the camera recently, so... Taika Waititi.
I think it's a good answer. I will say I struggled with trying not to have recency bias on my answers. Like when we were talking about doing this, everything I wanted to say was
the
recent.
ISA.
Yeah. My underrated is one we've talked about on this podcast before, and I'm going to say you're going to be like, that guy's not underrated, but just hear me out. Danny Boyle.
Yeah.
I
can get on board with that.
Danny Boyle should be, in my opinion... Like, when Danny Boyle wanted to do James Bond, MGM should have thrown all the fucking money at him ever. Done whatever he wanted to do. Would have been the best James Bond movie ever made.
Right.
Like, I just don't get why that guy is not on the same level when we talk about, like, Fincher or Tarantino or...
I almost think my generation's love of James Bond comes from Danny Boyle, comes from Trainspotting, comes from Sick Boy talking about Connery. But go ahead.
No, that's it. My other option was Alex Garland.
Yeah,
because I fucking love everything Alex Garland's ever done.
I don't feel like he's underrated at this point.
He doesn't make a movie every year, which is what needs to happen.
I had a hard time with this one, so I'm going to go with an easy, short answer. The most successful director of all time, George Lucas.
Okay.
George Lucas, I think, always...
Red Tails.
Right. Like... He gets this sort of rap of Star Wars is successful in spite of him. Mm-hmm. And I just don't think that's true. It came from his brain. This, even the visual stuff he didn't come up with, he was the guy who made that pick. He was the guy who said, okay, this is the thing that I'm going to use as opposed to this thing. I think he gets a bad rap because he's... sort of unlikable. He's a mumbly know-it-all.
Sure. I think it's just he's definitely not like a public. I mean, he is forced to be a public figure, but like he doesn't care about like getting in front of people, he just does the shit that he wants to do,
right.
And he just doesn't want anybody to bug him about it, which they will because he's George Lucas,
right.
I don't know. It's hard for me to agree or disagree. I get all of your points, but like at the same time, outside of Star Wars, I don't really know. I mean, like...
Also, how many Star Wars movies did he actually direct?
He directed 4.
Yeah.
Well, I would go with 5, because 3 he really directed.
Return of the Jedi?
Jedi he really directed.
Because it was that music director guy, right?
It was some like French guy.
I can't remember
It was
his name.
Basically like, in the same way that Steven Spielberg really directed Poltergeist, he really directed 3. What always throws him a wrench is that the best one wasn't directed by him. Empire wasn't.
Yeah, Irvin Kershner. I think my problem is like I don't have I've watched American Graffiti. I don't have any affiliation for it. Red Tails was terrible.
I thought you kind of liked it. I kind of liked Red Tails. I'm not saying it's a great movie, but the part of it that George Lucas cared about, the dog fights, looked nice.
I will give George Lucas this. It was stupid that it took us so long to get a movie made about those guys.
Right.
And I realized that was like a passion project for him and things like that. But, yeah, okay, respect.
Okay.
I don't have a good one for underrated director. I have something I want to talk about in kind of our quick round, which I think we're going to go to after this.
Sure.
But I've wanted to save it for everybody. I don't know. Since I passed on Constantine, I was gonna give it to the guy who directed Constantine. Give him more stuff.
Is that Francis Lawrence?
Yeah, but that dude directed The Hunger Games. And I was like, well, he kind of had his chance. I don't know. I don't know if he's underrated. Look, Catching Fire is a good movie, but then there's 2 after that, and those are bad.
And the first one's not great. There's really just the one in the middle.
He only, I was about to say, he only did 2, 3, part 1 and 2.
Okay.
So,
Catching Fire is the best book and the best movie. It was the easiest one to get right.
what if they only made that one?
I mean, it is the one, because I remember watching the first one and thinking, this is just a bunch of clone-ups of teenagers looking sad. I don't give a shit about this.
Yeah.
And then the second one, I was like, oh, now I see why people dig this. And then I was like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
All right, lightning round.
Lightning round.
Most overrated show all time? Friends.
Friends, I would not argue with that at all.
I was going to go for underrated just because the YouTube algorithm has been feeding them to me all the time recently. Modern Family and Big Bang Theory. You know
I
what?
hate Big Bang Theory, but Modern Family is great.
I get it, but I just feel like our generation feels like we're above them. At least we do. I do.
I'm definitely above.
Yeah, 100%. And then I watch clips like these people, like the actors are good. Like everybody in there is pretty well cast except for the fucking boy kid in Modern Family. He's awful, but everybody else, like, they've got good comedic timing. They have good delivery.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe these shows aren't as bad. Maybe I'm just being shitty about this. I think they're underrated by our community specifically, but not by the world because they're very commercially successful. Right. Anyway, lightning round. I'm starting movies and just doing weird categories.
And we're telling you overrated, or you're giving us a category,
I'm just hitting you a thing and just telling you overrated, underrated.
Okay.
Shawshank Redemption.
Overrated.
Knew it. This is a freebie.
Correctly rated.
That is also an option. I'm saying overrated. The Godfather.
That's tough. I'm going to say underrated.
I better every time I watch it. Underrated, even though it's probably the most.
There's a person at this table who's never watched it.
I wonder who it could be. Yeah, we'll do them in. I was going to do it as a whole, but let's do them in order. Batman Begins.
I think appropriately rated.
I would go with appropriately rated.
I think it might be a little overrated. It got a little hyped at the time, and as we've established, it's not like
I don't even think it's in canon with the other two.
It's not a great exactly. It's almost unrelated.
Of the three, it's the most just a movie.
Yeah. The Dark Knight.
Overrated.
That's hard for me to call because there's things in that movie that I think are so dumb.
Yeah.
What's with the Commissioner Gordon fake death?
Yeah.
It serves no purpose except for, something like this kind of happened in The Godfather. I think that's literally the call to me. I'm going to go with correctly rated on that.
I'm actually also going to go with correctly rated on this one. It's a really fun movie. It's good like experience even with the dumb bits. And then The Dark Knight Rises.
Underrated.
Also underrated. The Thor movies in any particular order that you want.
Fucking worst movies ever made. Overrated. They're all trash.
Underrated.
Ooh.
Thor 2?
Ooh.
It's not as bad as everybody makes it out to be. Correctly rated. Overrated.
I actually, I'm going to change the Thor to the Dark World to also probably. What did you say? Appropriately rated or underrated?
I think a little underrated.
I'm going to say appropriately rated.
I think it's the one that everybody picks. It has to be there's got to be a worst one, so they've picked that one.
I mean, it is the worst one.
But I mean, of all the Marvel movies, it's not the worst one of all the Marvel movies.
I think it is. You put Christopher Eccleston in a fucking mask. That man is so handsome. Get the doctor out of that bullshit.
I do agree that was a waste of a good character and a good actor.
Yeah.
Oh, handsome is such a specific word to use for that guy.
I think he has a very distinct look.
He does have that.
I mean, he's got like Daniel Craig handsome.
I guess so.
Looks like he's been in a fight, but he survived. I respect it.
All right. Michael Bay.
Underrated.
I think underrated up until Armageddon, then overrated.
I think people shit on Michael Bay because he's the Creed of movie directors. And
it's a great way to put it.
He is the affliction shirt.
Yeah.
Of
your critiques are totally valid, but at some point in time you thought, I kind of want one of those. And that's the deal with Michael Bay movies. Sometimes you watch one, you're like, fuck, I had fun, but you don't tell anybody about it. It's like buying a Nickelback CD. You don't let people know. You just enjoy it.
I mean, it definitely is. A lot of the anti-Michael Bay is anti the guy who likes Michael Bay.
Yeah.
You know.
Pain and Gain is a fun fucking
I was
movie.
about to say, I agree. I think he's underrated. I think he's good at the kind of movie that he makes.
He knows what he wants to make.
Exactly. Even if you don't like it. And yeah, Pain and Gain's a great movie. We already did Chris Nolan. Quentin Tarantino.
I'm gonna say he's overrated, but I still love him. Like I think he gets passes that ain't nobody else gonna get away with. So.
Oh, I'm going to go with correctly rated.
Yeah, I'm actually also going to be. I feel like all the people that should love him maybe love him too much, and all the people that should love him more won't, and that's all okay. I think it balances out.
That's a fair point.
I think there's things early in his career that are overrated and things late in his career that are underrated, and they kind of balance.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We've kind of done this one already, but the Wachowskis.
Fucking underrated.
I'm going with underrated too.
The Wachowskis make great movies.
Yeah.
Fucking Matrix 3 is good. I don't even care what you fucking people say.
That is always, whenever I tell someone I do a podcast and they ask, what's an episode you recommend? I always recommend the Matrix 3. I don't know if it's good. I'm just proud of our opinions.
Look, this is a bait one. I knew you guys were going to do that. I think they're overrated because they've only made one good movie. It is a cornerstone of American cinema, but whatever. Leonardo DiCaprio.
I'm going to say appropriately rated.
I'm going overrated.
I'm going with a little underrated.
Ooh.
I think
He should have won more Oscars.
Yeah, I think he won the Oscar he won was for the wrong movie.
Sure.
He should have won for Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah.
He should have got it for Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah. Oh, that movie alone, that guy deserves all the accolades.
Yeah. Christian Bale.
Fucking overrated.
Definitely overrated.
Also overrated.
There's fat guys out there that could do the work he does without eating all those products.
Oh, what a hero. Eats a bunch of ice cream. Fuck
Exactly.
you.
Yeah. Has he ever actually acted, or has he just lost and gained weight? That's the real question.
Right.
Meryl Streep.
Fucking underrated.
Also underrated. Dudes just don't get her, but my feminine side from watching all those soaps connects to.
It's one of those things where everybody just kind of default says that she's the greatest living actress.
Right.
She doesn't win the awards, but it's just kind of an often spoken thing. But she fucking she's good in everything. She's never not been good at anything.
Never watched a Meryl Streep movie and went man, Meryl just didn't have it this time.
I know, right?
Every time you're she fucking nails it.
What's that dumb rafting movie she made?
I don't even know what you're talking
know
about.
She made... God, I hope I'm not making this up. I swear in the mid-'90s, she made an action movie about rafting.
All right.
It sounds like a blast.
This one came up during our conversation, or I added this one because it's based on our conversation. Tom Hanks.
Overrated.
I'm definitely going with... I'm going with overrated, but God, do I miss Tom Hanks, the comedic actor.
Yeah.
God, do I miss big bachelor party Tom Hanks. But that guy's never coming back.
Yeah, even in movies he got tons of praise for it. Even in Castaway, there's a lot of jokes. He uses humor as a way to kind of deal with his circumstance. I made fire. That. Where is that guy?
Right.
I feel like if Tom Hanks had just stopped middle of the 2000s, he would be he still will be, but be remembered as one of the greatest actors of our time. But the more he does, the more oh, it's just Tom Hanks.
But if he would have stopped, we wouldn't have the I'm the Captain Now meme.
that is true.
That's true.
An indispensable part of the internet.
Yeah.
Toy Story 4 is really great.
Yeah. Jamie Foxx.
Oh, fuck. Underrated.
I'm going with underrated just as a person. He seems like, whenever you watch him be interviewed and shit like that, he seems like a really cool fucking dude.
He's also he's good in everything that I've seen him in. I don't understand. It seems like he should have been a bigger star than he is.
He is a big star, but yeah, you feel
everybody
be more.
Yeah, everybody knows who he is, but he just doesn't get cast as the lead and stuff.
He's the best thing in Baby Driver. A movie with John Hamm and the molester Kevin Spacey.
That's true.
Who, despite what he does with his penis, was a great actor at one point.
Yeah, the guy we've already talked about already, Tom Cruise, Collateral was one of my favorite movies of that whole fucking decade.
Right.
And they're both so good in it. Yeah, Jamie Foxx underrated.
Nick Cage.
Oh, I'm going underrated on this. I think Nick Cage is the best ever. I think even Nick Cage, even when he's in shit, he picks shit that I'm going to do something fun with it. And it may not be fun to me, but you could tell it was fun to him.
I'm so torn because I don't know how much acting he does, but he does a lot of committing.
Right.
You know? Does that make sense?
Have you guys ever listened to that story that Seth Rogen tells about him? He was supposed to be the villain in Green Hornet, and he wanted to play him as a white Jamaican with like dreads and like doing the accent and just full on racist. And that sounds awful, but it also sounds like it would have been the most interesting thing
for sure.
Yeah. I'm going to go underrated just because it gave me my favorite episode of Community.
Okay, yeah.
Abed goes full Nick Cage.
Yeah. And then just some going to the movies questions. Popcorn at the movies.
Overrated.
Overrated.
Oh man, I'm a white trash butter hog. Underrated.
Candy at the movies.
Underrated.
Also underrated. We're the same person. These are for me.
I'll go with underrated on that too.
I love some gummies at the theater.
Fucking some Sour Patch Kids.
My good shit.
I'm a Reese's Pieces first person.
Yeah, Reese's Pieces.
That
Yeah,
ET marketing is still working on me to this day.
Fair enough. And then going to the movies by yourself.
Underrated.
Underrated.
Absolutely.
I've had some truly great experiences watching movies by myself.
Yeah.
It's so wild to me that there's still a stigma about this. I mean, Val still feels like, oh, you went by yourself? It's like, yeah, it was really great.
Grand old time.
It definitely depends on, like, if I had seen Black Adam alone the other day,
I would have walked out.
I would have fucking
walked
furious.
I gotta say, I also think sometimes seeing a comedy alone can be better because sometimes anticipating whether or not the person beside you is enjoying it can make you not feel the joke.
Sure.
Like, I can remember seeing The Goods, a movie that by no standard is good, but laughing my ass off, just probably because I was by myself. The scene where Will Ferrell's falling from the sky with all the dildos around him, that shit killed me.
I watched Fantastic Four 2015 by myself, and I think I had a much better experience than everybody else because I thought I had a grand old time in that theater. It was good stuff.
I still can't remember. One of these days, and I want to just like time capsule my guess for when we're going to get stretchy effects down. But it's like, again, it's not this decade.
We're not there yet.
I'm not sure it's going to be next decade. Anyway, that's over under. Anything else you guys wanted to hit while we're here?
No.
No. This one went out long. No regrets.
Hashtag no regrets.
Fucking
We're the Millers. Underrated.
Nobody asked, but I love it.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's over under our 200th episode. Thanks to everybody for making it this far. If you have, I don't know. Also, if this is your first one, I hope this was fun. I have no idea. Just three people you don't know talking about their opinions. I guess that's all podcasts.
That's all we do. Man.
I guess that's
The
all
entire
podcasts you first
industry,
start.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fair enough. So that's over under. What have we watched in the last however long it's been, guys?
It's been like a month. I don't remember anything I've
I
watched.
thought we had done what the clickbait articles is calling quiet quitting.
Yeah, I know.
I thought we
Quiet quitting. I watched Black Adam, which I will not talk about till Hurt sees it.
Okay.
Shit, guys, I really don't. Oh, I started Chainsaw Man. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's both like funny and kind of heartwarming and also disgusting all at the same time.
Yep.
I like all those things. Those are fun beats.
OP's a banger.
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't remember anything. My wife and I are watching this like mixologist bartending competition show on Netflix. I hate reality TV, but she loves it, so this is the one way she gets me is watching like off-brand singing competitions where there's no singing.
Right.
And Netflix should have an option where you could pay like $300 and they just ship me all the alcohol and I could drink it as I watch the show. Because they make some really cool shit. And I would like to have it. And so that experience, better than Transformers.
Love it.
On reality TV, this is not one of the things I was going to talk about, but,
Put that microphone close to your
I don't
face.
like it. Sarah doesn't usually like it, but she's gotten into some show called Flip or Flop.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's been out for a long time.
It's been out for a long time, like 10 fucking seasons. And she started watching it around me last night, and I wasn't digging it at all. I just hated the couple. And then she said, later on, the couple gets divorced.
And then Yeah,
And then
they still work together.
And I was like, well, let's skip to that because that I'm interested in. But anyways, okay. Two things I watched that I'm going to rag on. One of them I'm going to try to do spoiler free because I kind of want people to watch it, even though I'm going to rag on it. And the other one, I'm just going to say everything that happened in it because nobody needs to watch it. First one, Don't Worry, Darling. What did you guys think this movie was?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of like a strange cult that lives in the desert in an idyllic 50s society.
See, going into it, I literally just thought it was about a 50s housewife suffering in quiet desperation.
I thought it was like a sci-fi thing.
Well, now I'm more intrigued.
Yeah.
Man, the thing is, I'm going to do the positives of this first. Florence Pugh is fucking great in this. Chris Pine is so fucking great in this. He just oozes menace. Fucking Harry Styles is not nearly as bad as everybody's saying. Everybody's complaining about he can't stick to his accent. He's not fucking doing an accent. He's playing a British guy in this. I don't know what fucking anyone's talking about. I'm not saying he's going to win an Oscar anytime soon, but he has a symmetrical face and he remembers his lines. That's what fucking acting is.
That is what a movie star is.
Olivia Wilde. Olivia Wilde, she makes a great looking movie. The costumes and the overall set, it has this slightly oversaturated look to it. I think she does a good job with that stuff. If you told me tomorrow that Olivia Wilde's gonna direct the next Bond movie, I'd be like, shit, she'll be good at that. Where this movie fails is it thinks that it's so much smarter than it is. Like it thinks it's presenting something original that's going to blow your mind, and it's everything you've watched in the last couple years. So that is another good point that it sort of takes you on the same journey in 2 hours that most shows these take 5 seasons. So I will applaud that. But it just 2 minutes in, I had figured out everything that was going on with this. And it's so heavy-handed, but doesn't think it's heavy-handed. You know, like it's just hitting you over the fucking head with shit, but hey, we're real subtle, and they're fucking not. I really do think everyone should watch it, though, so you could find your own reasons to be disappointed. but I don't think it's good.
So yeah, I feel like this falls into a category of movie that I like to describe as movies that are better on mute.
Right,
In the sense that it sounds like it looks good, but the plot really underserves the visuals. And so if you watched it on mute, your brain would fill in a better story for whatever they ended up writing.
The plot definitely underserves everybody involved in this movie. I don't know how everybody got roped into making this. I do think after watching it that all this drama that's come up about it afterwards is all performance art to promote the movie.
Yeah.
It fits very into the narrative of this movie. So
Sounds like they should have just kept Shia LaBeouf. I think he would have done a great job at that.
I'm going with better than Transformers, even though it's worse than Transformers.
Wow. All right. Fair enough.
The other one I watched, Halloween Kills.
Were you furious? Because a lot of people are mad.
I wouldn't go with furious. The thing is, it is a better movie than the last one was. But it's not a good movie for it
being the end of the Halloween.
Like the final battle between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers is a subplot in this movie.
Yeah.
Like it's about this other guy that you feel like they're setting up, oh, he's going to be the new Michael Myers, and they make him very sympathetic and then make you really turn on him, which, you know, is good. And then they just fucking kill him. And then it's like, well, what did we spend this whole movie on that fucking dude and Laurie Strode's methed out daughter, who was kind of hot in the first 2 movies, but man, she's had a rough life since then. She has discovered what the kids call drugs. I don't know, man. Here's my idea for Halloween going forward. Let's just reboot it every fucking time. Every single new one is just... Because every time they reboot, it's pretty good. You know, the first one, of course, is a classic. H2O, which, you know, is rebooting in that it ignores 4, 5, and 6, is pretty good. Rob Zombie Halloween, pretty good. the most recent Halloween, the first of these three, pretty good. It's just when they continue to go forward, it immediately gets shitty.
Here's mine pitch.
What?
You only make sequels to Seasons of the Witch.
That's a good plan too. Yeah, totally. So this one's worse than Transformers and worse than Transformers. You don't need to see it. This one, that first one back was good. They should have just stopped with that.
Can I ask your opinion? Because I think I'm on the wrong side of this. I put myself there. Do you think it was a good idea to ignore Halloween 2 and make Laurie and Michael not related?
Definitely not. For that first movie, yes. For building this trilogy, absolutely not. It would have made so much more sense, this whole thing, if they were part of the same
I'm
thing.
a Halloween 2 apologist.
I think Halloween 2 is good,
Yeah, I think making them brother and sister is the right call.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Again, I think it felt right with the first one, but overall it turned out to be wrong decision.
Yeah. Cool.
That's all I got.
I love it. So I am a
Are you going to say words? Or are you just going to make noises?
No, I'm going to make... So, oh, boy. Well, you got me on a tangent that I'm probably not going to stay on this podcast. But I don't like Fred Armisen as a anything.
No, he's terrible.
I hate everything about his whole shtick.
Okay, do you guys hate him specifically as drummers, though?
I hate him because he made an entire stand-up routine based around knowing drummers that no one besides, like, well-trained drummers even know.
Right.
And he gets in there and tells a joke. He's like, I'm this guy from the 1940s. And he's like, ha! And you're like, fuck you. No one knows who that guy is, guy.
It very much is just an hour of watching someone not connect with the audience.
Yeah.
It is such a weird experience.
And it's not like Norm Macdonald who would do that and that would be the joke.
That would be the joke, right? It wasn't like performance art. It was, he thought it was going to connect.
Yeah, terrible.
Anyway, he's got a recurring character on Weekend Update from back in the day where it's just... This guy, I think he's supposed to do book reviews, but he does what I do every time I try to start a sentence, which is, well, the thing about, really, what I should start with is, but first we have to talk about, and it goes on with that guy for 3 minutes, and I don't know if it was funny to me at the time, but now I feel attacked by it when I see him do it, because I'm just like, that's me.
Right.
Anyway, the thing about me is I don't pay for fucking video games. I'm still way behind. I have a PS4 when everybody else is on a PS5. I don't pay more than $15 for a game. It's a fucking I'm just a cheap piece of shit about it. But
Which is odd because you play so much.
Yeah, well, I play free shit so much.
I just bought a GameCube game.
Look at you go
on fucking eBay. So that's how far behind this.
Hang on a second. What GameCube game?
WWE Day of Reckoning 2.
I love it. Anyway, so I've made an exception for the one game I think is worth it, which is God of War Ragnarok.
Right on.
The first God of War came out, I don't know how many years ago now, but it was a complete reboot of the franchise. It was a daddening of Kratos.
Right.
Very like father-son, kind of father learning to be a parent and all that kind of stuff. It's not dissimilar from Last of Us, which is kind of the same thing, but the gameplay is also super fun. It's set in Norse mythology. It's great. But that first game pretty much does like all of the B tier Norse gods. You never meet Odin, you never meet Thor.
Right.
It's all just kind of like the it's really like C and D, like people you've never fucking heard of.
Right.
So it leads into this one, which is where we get to meet kind of the A-listers.
Right.
And it's the game itself, I think, is really good. I've talked before about I'm against open world games.
Right.
The first one is essentially there's one big like play around area and then like I don't know 8 or 9 like dungeons. I don't know how else to describe. They're like specific worlds, but they're very like on tracks. Like you go in, you come out. There's stuff you can do on the way, and that was a perfect size for me. I loved that. But in this one, they've decided to do that, but every single dungeon has its own like play space, open space area, and that's too fucking big for me. Right. So I bought this game on Wednesday, and I've just been playing it fucking like all of my all the time I'm not doing something important. I'm playing this game, and I'm almost 30 hours in already. But I don't know if I'm like I think I'm over halfway, but I do not know how fucking close I am to the end. I've given up on side quests. I'm just like I need to find out how much game there is left.
Right.
I think the gameplay is really fun. I don't think it like does anything crazy new with it. Right. The most fun thing it does, and this is I would say a minor spoiler for the game, though it's not that much of a spoiler because it happens before the 50% mark, is there's like a whole bit, entire separation where it stops being like, God of War in a foreign land fighting shit and becomes just a young adult fantasy novel. And it's outstanding. I'm so mad it's not more of the game. I'm kind of mad it's not the whole game. Right. It's got all of just kind of like your standard archetypes. It feels like, I've never read the fucking Percy Jackson books, but I can't imagine they're as good as what it feels like to be in this. But it feels like Harry Potter going to Hogwarts for the first time. Wow. And that's like it feels like you in those shoes. And it's really fucking fun. And it feels very much like, not an add-on, but like this is a small branch of the story, and the kind of Kratos' stuff is kind of the bigger bit, but it's so different and it's so fun. And I've never, I've played like some of the Harry Potter games, and I just don't feel like there's anything that's really captured kind of the feeling of kind of like getting brought into this magic world and being kind of the chosen one or whatever. Right. And it does such a good job with it. I'm like, oh fuck, I wish this was the whole fucking game. Right. But yeah, that shit's really fun. Anyway, it's better than Transformers. It's not quite as good as people are saying it is, but it's better than Transformers.
Cool.
Yeah, I talked about that for a long time, and I don't make any apologies.
No, I don't have to.
But yeah, I think that's it for this week. We can do anything we want next week. There's fucking Tales of the Jedi. There's Black Adam. There's Black Panther. We should probably do Black Panther.
We should probably. I was gonna say, I feel like that since none of us brought up Tales of the Jedi this week, obviously we're gonna do an episode.
Should have done that. Yeah.
Yeah, Black Adam. Black Panther's probably hitting while the iron is hot.
Yeah,
I'll try to see both this week. Maybe we can do a two for.
We can do whatever we want.
Yeah, I'll try to make some time to see Black Panther.
That's true. It's always hard to talk about. If Black Panther is good, it's hard to talk about a good movie. It's easy to talk about a bad movie.
Spoiler alert for Black Adam.
Yeah, it's not good. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah.
You guys didn't blow my mind.
15-year passion project to make that turd of a movie.
Yeah.
The Rock needs new passions.
Yeah, no kidding. But yeah, that'll be it for this week. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for sticking around for, however many of the 200 you've listened to. Feel free to listen to more. Feel free to tell your friends about the podcast if you like it. I promise we won't take random 3-week hiatuses anymore.
I won't promise that.
I won't promise that, but we'll try.
We'll try to keep it down to 2.
Yeah, 2 seems more reasonable. Manageable. But yeah, thanks again for listening. Please rate, subscribe, tell your friends about the podcast. Tell us about what you feel about the podcast. You can reach us at realphonies@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, at realphonies, on Instagram, real_phonies. Thanks to Zach Evans for art and Brian Velasquez for our theme. We'll see you guys later.
Later.